Hello again, YouTube, and welcome back to the 50 Something Dasher channel. And on a record setting day today, I actually broke two records today, and we'll get into all of that. This is going to be a good one, guys. So, grab your favorite snack or whatever, kick back and watch, how I was able to do this today. Wanted to start off, mention something real quick. Following yesterday's video, I did lose 3 subscribers. So my apologies to those that may have been offended by yesterday's video. But I just wanted to say again, I've said this before, I'll say it now, and I'll say it again in the future. But guys, this channel is unfiltered. You're going to get unfiltered, uncensored content, unedited. Unless the videos where Chewbacca does way too much barking, and I'll cut his scenes out of the video. Chewbacca, hey, you want to say hi to YouTube? Hey, oh, he's like half asleep. He's laying on the floor. He's half asleep. But guys, it's raw, real life stories from a DoorDash driver on this channel. So I apologize. If there's gonna be occasional meltdowns. There's going to be occasional fits that I throw with some 4-letter words, and it's just raw. Like I said, raw and uncensored is what you're going to get on this channel. So I apologize if that offends some people. It's real life DoorDash stories from the Drama King, as my wife sometimes calls it. Sometimes she calls me the Drama King, sometimes the Drama Queen. It just depends, she calls me both. Okay, enough of all that. Now to today's dash. So I woke up at 4 o'clock to go to the bathroom, and I saw that there was a $3.50 peak. And I'd already been asleep enough, I figured, well, yeah, let's go ahead and get around and log in right now and start. I usually don't like to dash this early because, lobbies being closed, and, are you going to go in the lobby or the drive-through, or, it's a little bit trickier doing these overnight deliveries. But I figured let's go ahead and try it, because I don't know, once we get to 11, 12 a.m., we may have a repeat of yesterday, and the traffic here in my zone could get absolutely gridlocked. So let's log in early and see what I can do until about 11 a.m. And then, if it does get really bad, then I can just stop. Okay. So had to wait just 3 or 4 minutes. Got my first offer, $9.50, 9-mile sheets. That's fine. That works. The customers are just a little bit outside of zone. And drop the second one off at $4.52, and $2.50 from DoorDash, $7 on the peak pay, and there it is right there, the double zeros. Appreciate it. The second customer on that one, he was pretty cool. He said he apologized. He said he didn't have any cash on him. He would have given me a tip, but he was gonna tip in the app, but he didn't. So I never saw anything. But hey, that's no big deal. Okay. So 350 of that 575 would be peak. Without that 350, this would be 225 for 12 miles. IHOP. That's ridiculous. So decline. $7 5-mile McDonald's. Let's go ahead and do it. And I hadn't even pulled away from that Sheetz customer when and I accept like it's like a couple seconds after I accepted this, Marissa called, the DoorDash AI agent, and she said that this McDonald's customer was a very important customer or something, and asked if I was going to be able to complete this McDonald's. And if so, she'd give me an additional $5, which I would receive within a business day. And I was like, yes, I hadn't even started on the order, but yes, I'm gonna try to complete this. so, um, so I hang up with Marissa. This delivers at 5:08, so about 16 minutes. And now the peak is just is dropped down $1. So you'll see it keeps changing throughout the shift. Here it was 250 and 250 tip for my $7. 450 3 mile McDonald's. I think I declined that. Uh, $13, 7.5 mile Speedway and Sheets. I went ahead and took this, topped off my gas tank at Speedway. That was just a gallon of milk. And the Sheets, I went in there 3 different times on, early on these first few offers, and each time the orders was ready and sitting out right there. It was just grab and go each time I went in there. I couldn't believe it. Usually, if I go into Sheets 3 or 4 times, I usually have to wait on 1 or 2 of the orders. But no, these were all ready. They were on top of it. So that was nice. Delivered at 5:35, 250 plus a $5 peak, $2 tip, and a 350 tip. Um, 575 5 mile McDonald's, but that's taken place in other zones. I want to get back to my zone. Decline. Upside down Sheets, decline. $5 2 mile McDonald's. Okay, deliver that at 6 o'clock, which is when I would normally log in and for the day, and $2 and a $3 tip. So I got a little bit of I'm not doing great at this point. I mean $34, but it's a good jump, a good head start here at least. Right away, 675 7 mile Starbucks. I went ahead and took this. I'm in between the two, but it's pretty much all taking place in zone. I had this done in 19 minutes, 325 and 350 tip. Pretty, routine stuff here early on. 650 7 mile Sheets. I took that. Yeah, just slightly upside down. 19 minutes for my 650, $2 and a 450 tip, and no peak at this particular time. $40 order. You might as well say $41. Absolutely. One's going down to Asheville, but that's okay. You're talking, this early on a Saturday, no traffic. Traffic's a non-factor, so absolutely. 2 orders, I only got to shop 7 things. Okay, so there you see this is mint, fresh mint, and then a couple, some chicken, I think that's ground chicken, and even these wine glasses right here, that was easy to find. Went right to that aisle and it was right there. This was blackberry Dr. Pepper. I knew I was probably not going to find that. And all they had was just Dr. Pepper and Diet Dr. Pepper, and I think Dr. Pepper Zero. But finish the shot, and there you see that substitution. So 14 minutes done. A $3 McDonald's add-on decline. I went ahead and took this one, $5, 2.5 miles. So let's go ahead and take this. Um, and then I delivered the order with the meat. So that delivered at 7:20. Um, then I get to 7 minutes later. I get to the McDonald's. There you see the items there, and then here they try to give me. I had picked up the McDonald's and was just getting back to my car. They added this add-on, 875, 13 and a half miles, which looks bad. Okay, but uh, let's see. I think. Okay, so I see they must have had me, they must have wanted me to, go down to South Bloomfield and then deliver this McDonald's. Why it said 13 and a half miles, because you see where I'm at. I'm still at the McDonald's, and that pin is like right there. So I don't know. I decline this. I figure I just, I'll stay on the two orders that I have here. Um, Delivered the McDonald's, and this little guy right here, I'm glad he was on a leash. He was really barking at me, vicious. So you see here, I set where I set the order. That was like just out of his range on that leash. But yeah, that was pretty funny. My wife got a kick out of that photo. So that delivered at 7:39 for my what was it, $5? Yeah, $5. And then delivered the Asheville order at 7:55. So 27.75. The peak is back. $2 peak. 8.71 tip and a 2.50 tip. 8:09. I'm coming back to zone. Uh, an upside down $24.75 order. 25 and a half miles. I thought about this for a couple seconds, only because like between the two stores I only got to shop for one item. So work wise this would have been pretty easy. But no, I just did. I don't know if that's Dublin or Westerville that's delivering to, but I didn't want to go clear up there. So I declined this. I knew, guys, Saturday before Christmas, I knew that it is probably going to be slammed today, and I could probably be really picky and choosy. I was expecting there to be, tons of all types of different orders to choose from. And I was right. Upside down Starbucks, decline. $5 McDonald's. I think I declined that. Upside down McDonald's, $7, 11 miles decline. 10.75, 17 miles going out. Who knows? I guess that maybe that's still Groveport, but decline. $7 4 mile Starbucks. Let's go ahead and do it. I actually had to wait on usually both of my Starbucks locations. I almost never have to wait. The orders are always ready, but I did a 2 minute wait on this one. But still had this done in 15 minutes, 2 and 5. And so I'm at $100 at 8:30 in the morning. Outstanding. $7, 6.6 mile McDonald's. I took that. So what is that? 16 minutes. That works. 16 minutes, $7. 2 and 5. 23.25, 15 miles, 2 Meyer orders, only got to shop 5 things. Yeah, let's go ahead and do this. You see the one customer is just bottle of shampoo. Okay, and all of these nuts were easy to find. The pistachios, easy, found those right away in produce. The other ones was where they said they were. Those batteries, the customer ordered 2 4-packs, and I only found one. I checked the battery aisle, over by stationery is where I found the 1-pack, and then the 2 battery centers at the checkouts. There wasn't any more 4-packs. Not really sure why they didn't just order an 8-pack. And you see here, well, first I called the customer, no answer, and then I sent a message. I said they only had one 4-pack. Would you like an 8-pack? And they were on sale for $6.99. And I gave it a couple minutes. Everything else was shop, so I was standing at the registers for 2 minutes to see if they would reply, and I'm ready to check out, and no reply. So I just got the one 4-pack. Delivered at 9:32. $12 plus a $2 peak, $9.25 tip, and there it is right there. Appreciate it. That was probably on the, I don't know, maybe the shampoo was the 0. Who knows? And I get a return trip. 975 8 Mile Mercury Diner. Yes, that's delivering just north of Zone. You see here, I'm only 3 minutes away. It just takes me 3 minutes to get to that diner. Here's the items here. I took this screenshot because that's 3 straight orders from this place where it's had a space cowboy burrito. I might have to go to this place and try that, because if you remember, I think it was a couple weeks ago when I was doing the Uber challenge, I went into this diner to pick up 2 orders, and each one, 2 different customers had the space cowboy, and then my next trip in there, now this customer. So I'm going to have to find out what is on that burrito, and I'm going to have to try it, folks. This message right here, the customer did not send until I'd already picked up the order and gotten to my car, and then they send this message. I got a kick out of this. Hello, Joseph. Please make sure they put all the items I paid for, spelled wrong, in the bag. I've ordered from them multiple times, and multiple times they have forgotten something, especially the honey butter and biscuits. Well, if they keep forgetting stuff, don't order from there, okay? Just, if they keep messing up your order, stop ordering from there. I told my wife that, and she got after me. She's like, you leave those customers alone. They're allowed to order from wherever they want to order from. Leave them alone. And delivered at 9:58. Is hand to customer, and also, I should mention also is a sealed bag, so I couldn't verify anyway. So, and then I got there, dropped it off. It was hand to customer. The lady didn't say anything at all. I handed it to her. She thanked me. You're welcome. Have a nice day. I mean, nothing was said. So, $2.50 plus $1 peak and $6.25 tip. And that took 22 minutes for the 975. Thank you very much. Catering order. Thank you. 2575 9 Mile Bob Evans. The customers, most of that mileage you see is just getting to the Bob Evans, and then the customer's not too far from there. Heck yeah. And I told my wife, even I'm going to be happy with this order, even if it pays $26. Okay, I'm not going to get all bent out of shape like I did yesterday. The DoorDash algorithm kind of toyed around with me, and it was extremely low hidden tips. So I'm just I'm just gonna assume $26, 9 miles. That's still a very good order, folks. Okay, so I'm not so whatever the hidden tip is, it is what it is. Um, this was 4 holiday hot family meals, and my wife, as I was heading towards Bob Evans, she looked that up, and she was like, those are like what I'm seeing on the website. Those are like $109 for each meal. And she said they come with quite a bit of stuff. You got your meats in it, your mashed potatoes, gravy, your rolls, and each of those even comes with a whole pie. And she's like, and she's like, 4 of those. This was, well over $400, plus the, DoorDash, whatever the DoorDash fees are, delivery fees. I mean, it's like, close to $500 here. Going to a home, this wasn't going to a business. It was going to a really, 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 really nice looking condos in the golf club area. This was going to an elite place here, folks. Uh, I they were they just most of it was done when I got there. They were just waiting on the rolls to be finished. So I just waited 4 or 5 minutes. This was like 4 big sacks. I put two each in 2 catering bags, and then the fifth sack went in my delivery bag. So that worked out pretty good. Delivered at 10:28. Drum roll, folks. New record. This paid $74.98, $8 from DoorDash, a dollar tip, and a $65.98 tip. Plus, that's not all. That customer also, in addition to this, gave me a $20 cash tip. So this was a 90. You might as well say a $95 order here. I couldn't believe it. Very pleasantly surprised. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Outstanding. So this is just a DoorDash record that I set today with this. My previous highest paying single delivery with DoorDash was $83 a Chipotle order. That was way back on May the 7th, 24. So that record stood for over a year and a half, and broke it today. Now it's not my overall amongst all the gig apps. It's not my highest paying delivery. That record is, I had a catering order on Deliver That. But this was back this past July 6th. That paid $261.50. So this is just a DoorDash record here, but just far off my overall record. But yet, boom, 10:30 in the morning, I'm over my normal weekend goal of $200. I'm already over it. But I still want to keep going, at least past like 11, 12 o'clock range. As long as the traffic's not too crazy. And I still felt pretty good at this point, so I wasn't ready to stop. 1585 12 mile Best Buy and Sally Beauty going to, but no. And now after that order, I can be even more picky and choosy. Upside Down Best Buy and Panera decline. Um, Upside Down Chick-fil-A 859 miles decline. 875 Target. This is about is getting really close to the time frame where I was gonna like 11 o'clock. I'm not going into Target or Aldi's. No, absolutely not. I wasn't going to chance it. Um, so I needed more money than this for a shopping order at this point. Um, 625, 3.5 mile Panda Express. I took this, and this is, I probably, at this point, there was, I said just a few minutes ago how there was going to be all kinds of offers today. I could be picky and choosy. At this point right here, I did not need to be messing around with a $6 order here. This was kind of a mistake. Um, and I got kind of like double burned on it. Okay, so first of all, I get to the Panda Express and I have to make the drink. So there's that. Which I mean, I say I got burnt. I mean, that's really not a huge deal, but still, yeah, I'm only getting paid $6. It was the combination of having to make the drink and this delivered to a fourth floor hotel. Okay, so it's kind of like, the combination of those two things, and I'm only getting $6. Um, Here's another Pan Express add-on, but that's another 650. That's going out to Obed, so decline that. And I delivered. So this took me 18 minutes. So this just was not good. That was not smart, but whatever. $2, a dollar peak, and 3.25 tip. It did, it's. I shouldn't have taken that, but it didn't. It didn't kill me or anything like that. So, um, $33, 22 miles. I'm going to decline this. That's one customer is going into downtown, and 39 items. Let's see if I can get something better. This I cut off the pay here. I want to say it was over 40. I can't remember the amount. But I scrolled that down to show that it was like picking up from three different places. So, and 37 miles decline. 1175, 4 miles. But I declined this. I didn't want to mess around with dicks. Um, not doing Raising Canes. It's I've talked about it before, where you have to place the orders. I don't like going there. It had to pay a lot more than that. So upside down White Castle, not messing with this. Going too far south. Again, Raising Cane's not doing. Now that would have been, that would have needed to been like, if it was like $25, 4 miles, then boom, yeah, boom, I'm going to Raising Cane's. But no, $10, not doing it. 950, 2 mile Starbucks, two orders, yes. Okay, orders, both orders were ready when I got there. Had this done in, what is that, 20 minutes for the 950. $2, $2 peak, 3.50 tip, and $2 tip. I'm at 231. I 1875 22 mile Walgreens. I don't remember ever getting an offer going out to Lancaster Zone. I think this is new. I'm not really sure what in the world happened here. Why Lancaster has, or L.A. is what my brother and I have always called it. LA has Walgreens down there. I would have to assume why the order wouldn't have gone there. I don't know. Something's not right about this. So decline. $12 Cracker Barrel to Obet's, decline. $14 8 Mile TJ's, but that's going down to Orient, decline. And then a minute later, they give it right back to me with a second order. Now, so the other order is like $8.50. Now I went ahead and did it because $22.50. I'm picking up two orders and delivering an order on the way to Orient. Now this looks a lot better, I thought. Um, the Both orders were ready. The first one delivered to the car dealership, my previous number one customer, where he's at. And then from that position, I'm only about, I think it was not even 5 miles to the next customer. So this was easy. So the first one delivered at 11:33, and then 11:44, half hour for 22.50. Outstanding. Glad I declined the first one and got the second order. 250 from base pay, $4 peak, $10 tip, and a $6 tip. Outstanding. And not too far away from, only about uh, what is that, 4 or 5 miles away in that second drop off from the Meyer area. 1525, 7 miles, but that's 20. Normally, on any old average day, I'd take something like this, but that's, high item counts, and I know there's going to be other offers, so I decline that. Um, Here we go. $14, 5 miles. The customer's real close to the Meyer, and this is only 10 items, so boom. This is a better offer. Get to Meyer 6 minutes later. Um, and this was all pretty easy. You got some seafood salad, a chicken wrap, veggie tray, some tea bags, and then they did a stack, $25. But that's going to Darbydale. Not doing it. Please fix the bridge. Thank you very much. Maybe, possibly, that bridge will get fixed in my lifetime. Don't hold your breath, guys, on that. I don't know. And then this one, I went ahead and took $25, 11 miles, going to Obed's. Let's go ahead and take this one. Okay. Um, Here are some of the items on the add-on. This is like a, I said yesterday on that, I didn't look at the items. And I know what I said yesterday. I wasn't going to take anything that gifts or Christmas type stuff, but that's what this was. Well, okay, let's see what I can do. You see this interactive puppy. They didn't have it. Was kind of, as you would imagine, it was kind of slim pickings in the in the toy department. They didn't have that, but the substitution that was listed was right there, so that was easy. This I had to do some messaging with the customer. That's coming up on a screenshot. Um, like, how could you not have these bows? I looked all over in that whole season, the holiday department. I couldn't find that. But fortunately, one of the substitutions said any similar bows, and I was able to scan something. This gift sack, this was easy. This gift bag was the last thing I went to find, and I started walking up to the G aisle that's in, and was about 12, 15 feet away from the aisle, and I saw this from that distance. Saw it plain as day, and there was only one left hanging up there on the rack. I couldn't believe it. Um, but anyway, so they didn't have that writing Fisher Price thing, and the customer said, like, anything that it was for like a 1 year old. So they couldn't pedal yet. They needed something that they could like sit on, but and walk on their feet touch the ground. And she sent these items here, and they didn't have anything like this. I was on the phone with my wife. She searched like these items on the Meyer website and said, no, nothing's coming up. So I substituted, I found some more expensive like walkers, and they were like the price on the shelf for these other ones in this other brand was like 45 to $50. And the customer was like, well, yeah, I'm okay with that. And I sent her a shelf picture and she picked one out. Um, so, uh, so yeah, was able to complete that holiday shop. I was impressed. Delivered the 1450 one, so that ended up paying 50 cents more. Delivered that first, 650 from DoorDash, $2 peak, $6 tip. And then at 12:53 the add-on delivered. Um, and that stayed at 25.25. So 9.50, $2 peak, 13.75 tip. 200 and well 293 plus of course the 20. So what is that? 313. So I'm not too far away from my record, which was that I just set 12 days ago on Uber, 341. Let's try to break the record. I'm still feeling okay here, guys. 23.48, 10 and a half mile. I'm not going into Kroger. So maybe if this would have paid 40 or $50, but no, your typical, 15 to $25 at Kroger. I'm not going in there. Not even trying it. It's not doing Aldi's for $7. Come on. Upside down Bob Evans decline. Upside down Chick-fil-A decline. Upside down KFC $4. Come on. Well, why would I do that after I made like $300? $14 Piata and Chipotle. I decline this. And on any other average normal day, this would be, I'd automatically take this, but no, I need something, I'm going to be even more picky and choosy here. $11 8 mile Subway decline. Upside down Panda Express decline. 1650 14 mile Five Guys. One of those is going like, that's probably like Lockbourne, decline. Yeah, again, not going into here. I have to go to Kroger and Pet Supplies. $20, not doing it. $11 10 mile. Michael's going right into the smack dab heart of downtown Columbus, Ohio. Absolutely not. $42 order. This would have put me over the record right here just with this, but it's going to Target, which I've already said I don't want to go there today. And a 67 item, 98 unit Aldi shop. Say it with me, folks. Absolutely not. Decline. Here we go. 2175, 11 mile Meyer, 6 things to shop. Boom, done. I'm on it. This was super easy. I got lucky. There were the energy drinks. It really didn't give a location for that Wonderland Energy. It said like the aisle number A0. Well, that's basically like not giving a location. I don't think there isn't an A0. So I got lucky. I asked him, and he went back into the back room and grabbed me a can from the back room. So that was awesome. I didn't have to hunt around the store to see if I could find that on some end cap or up by the registers or what. I just stood there about 3 or 4 minutes and he came back out with that. Um, and here is, and I went ahead and took this. So 22.25. Now the first one's going south, and this is going the complete opposite direction. But yeah, let's go ahead and do this. And the combination of these two is going to put me over. You know, brand new record setting day, guys. And this is only 7 items to shop. So I had to ask about this. These guys it's right behind the guys that I asked. And they said, "Oh, that's right here." And they turn around and show it's this real little small package. That's why it threw me off. And then, yeah, and those other two things were easy. Some pancake mix, hamburger helper. I found all of these things. And I had that done in 7 minutes. In paper towels, 2 counts, substitute for a 1 pack. This is rare. Had to, as you can imagine, Saturday before Christmas, I had to wait 3.5 minutes to get to a self-checkout register. That's rare. They've got one side has about, I've talked about before, 7 or 8 self-checkouts over there. The side that I went to, grocery side, has 10, plus the 3 for 5 items or less. That's 13. And I had to wait about 3.5 minutes to get one. So it was pretty slammed. Deliver the first one at 1:48. You see the spinning signal. I didn't have a signal there, or working symbol, I should say. I didn't have a signal. Had to drive away to close this. It took me 4 minutes to drive away and close this out. $11. Now it's a $3 peak at this point on $7.75 tip, and that was the 21.75. So that's that one. And then I took this screenshot to show that now remember I have to go back the way I came past Meyer and into South Columbus to deliver that other one, and they were giving me over a half hour to do that. I took this screenshot 1:55. I had all the way until 2:27 to deliver that. So my pharmacy was along this route, so I thought I had time. I stopped off, tried to get my prescription. There's only one car at the window, and I sat there 5 minutes, and that car never moved. And it's like, were they calling in the prescription and filling it and doing the whole entire process or something, or what's going on here? I don't know, but I pulled out of the line. I'll get it tomorrow or Monday or whenever. It's not a big deal. And so 2:27. So I got there at 2:18. Okay, and 16.25, the $3 peak and $3 tip. So and remember the $20 cash tip, so $3.57. And then, so there you see, but wait, there's one final screenshot here. Check it out. The $5 from Marissa posted. Sweet. She said it'd take a business day, so I didn't think that would post today, but there it is. So it's actually $342.69 plus the $20 is $362.69, new record. The previous record, of course, was, like I already mentioned, back on December 8th, 341. Previous DoorDash record, 332.62, back on 11/29. So just in not even a month, I've set that record 3 times in less than a month. Pretty awesome. With it, and was not no plans this morning to be setting the record. It just, I just got really I started early. There was peak pays in place. I had the one huge, catering order. All the pieces fell into place today. Very fortunate. So final numbers: 26 deliveries for 362.69. Drove 207 miles today. So that's good, miles to money, but still, I was in the car driving over 200 miles. So I'm kind of tired, as you would imagine. It was a 10 hour, and you see there, 10 hour and 2 minute dash, active 8 hours 50 minutes of that. So yeah, just a little over an hour of downtime. That was it in 10 hours. Stayed busy. So I just said 8 3/4 hours, and if you divide 362.69 divided by 8 3/4, that come out to 41.45 an active hour that I made today. that was outstanding. Now it's 6,104 lifetime DoorDash deliveries, and AR is at 31%, which is down 2 points from yesterday. And that is it for today. So, yeah, tomorrow, since I killed it today, then, tomorrow I just work whatever I want tomorrow. If I just want to get out there for a couple hours tomorrow and make $50, I can do whatever I want tomorrow. And then Monday is a short day because I'm going out of state to watch my daughter's basketball game. That is it for now, guys. Thanks so much for watching. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel. I'd appreciate it very much. As always, be sure to drive safe out there, and we'll do this all again tomorrow. We'll see you at the next video. Thanks again, guys.